Awesome. So, Laura, thank you so much for hopping on this client interview. Wow, it has been so you're in Florida now, which I know is kind of your dream residence, your dream place. You were in what, rainy Pittsburgh for so long and
Yeah,
you know,
22 years.
wow. Okay, it's about almost as long as I've been alive. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a long time, so it's good to see the sun every day.
Absolutely. I'm very, very happy for you. So we started working together back in, I believe it was, oh my God, I forgot. Forgive me. Oh, I think it's been at least about 3 months since we ended our program together, right? So it's been maybe about 6 months total. So, obviously, we have our audience watching, right? Everybody that is, in the niche or that wants to improve their health, improve their performance. What was life like? What was kinda going on before we started working together and you really wanted to I believe your words were, "I wanted to get that edge. I wanted to unlock that edge and just kinda unlock my full potential." What was going on prior to us working together?
I yeah, I was pretty frazzled with a lot of work stuff. Just didn't feel like, and I had so many things going on. And I just wasn't getting great sleep. My deep sleep was practically, non-existent. Maybe 20 minutes a night or something like that. Just very little, and so I guess kind of also felt chronically tired in addition to having a bunch of things going on. So that, yeah. And I mean, I'm a generally happy person. I generally eat well, generally, work out, stay active. But yeah, I just want that edge. So that I really, really, really feel great and it's that next level. That's how it
Absolutely.
started out.
I love that. And you mentioned something I think that was key, right? When we started working together, you weren't really in like a bad place. Like you were very healthy. You were already working out quite consistently. Things were going well. So if you can kind of put like on a scale from 1 to 10, right? Prior to us working together, where do you feel like you were kind of health and performance wise 1 to 10? Or what number would you put yourself at before we started working together?
Mm, maybe like 5 or 6 or something. Yeah, maybe a 6. I'll be generous. Yeah.
And then let's say fast forward those 3 months you worked together. Where did you find yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 after?
Well, when I was really, really doing everything, stressfully or whatever, um, yeah, I'd feel like 9 and 10. But my baseline became more of like 8, because my life's been so crazy. I just couldn't always do everything that I was
Right.
supposed to do. But yeah, but it did raise my baseline. My sleep is much, much, much better. Uh, in general. So yeah, so I feel less frazzled, even though I've got even more going on now than I did before. So no, that's a huge deal. And yeah, when I get settled and and I'm able to do things by the book, I'm sure I'll get back up to 9 or 10. I'm very close to it.
100%. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. You're in that brand new place, so your results are going to be out of this world very, very soon. You said something that I really liked, and what was that? I think that life only gets crazier as time goes on, right? But through really elevating the baseline and through really prioritizing the health, I like to think that we become more equipped to deal with what life throws at us, knowing life is going to always throw stuff at us.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, if we can kind of just rewind a little bit and kind of go back to when we were working together in the program, what was kind of like those biggest like levers or needle movers that was like, wow, like that we did together, that had a really big shift and impact on it? Was it something we did maybe with the sleep? Was it the nutrition that we did with the testing that unlocked some insights? What was really kind of like that breakthrough for you that took you from like that 5 or 6 to like that 8 or 9?
A few things, like for example, when waking up, getting some sunlight, not through a window, but actually going outside. And it's so easy here now. Oh my goodness.
Right.
So much easier and more it mentally and physically. Like I want to go outside and there's actually sun there. Um yeah, so uh that was one of the things. And then delaying coffee by about 90 minutes. That was huge too. Yeah. like not just getting up, stumbling to the coffee machine, having coffee right away. Like that was a huge deal for my energy level being maintained throughout the day.
Mhm.
And then like the walk after every meal, like some sort of activity after every meal. I'm not perfect, but I do consciously try to make that happen more. And once again, it's much easier here because we live downtown and we eat out. Like if we eat out somewhere healthy,
Mhm.
we're naturally walking at least 5 minutes there and 5 minutes back. So
Wow.
it's just kind of built into our lifestyle now. Um,
That's incredible. I
yeah.
love it. So from the sounds of it, it was more like kind of the little habits and they kind of compounded over time to really
Totally.
improve the mood, improve the focus and the energy.
Yeah. And also doing a biome and, knowing which foods, which were often surprising, they were healthy foods, but they're just not for me, like white rice or tropical fruits. They're not for me. So I drastically cut those out. And yeah, I just noticed sugar levels more even, my energy's more even. So things like that.
Fantastic. I was gonna say because going from, I talk to a lot of people and they're like, I work out consistent, like I eat healthy, I eat clean, and I'm like, that's great, right? But when we really test and we get personal health data and we work with that, there's a bit of a shift, there's a bit of a transition that happens. Like, wow, I didn't expect that. Like, I tested myself. I was like, I thought I was doing really well, and then I get my scores back and it shows I'm below average on almost everything. I'm like, what?
I know that was a shocker. Like, what do you mean? I thought I was doing okay.
I think
It's good to
that's
know.
what hell yeah, and that's why the data is it's so important because it's like, "Oh, I feel X, very valuable point," right? And the data says this, very valuable, but it's not just, "Okay, well, data's king," and it's not like, "Well, screw the data, just how you feel." It's like, "What do we put the 2 together? And then what does
Yeah.
that imply? Like, what story does that tell?"
Mhm.
And I remember when we were because obviously we had our accountability, which was huge, right, that we had during the program, and even after a
Oh,
little bit, we're always in check, we're always in touch. But I think, you had always told me, like, something about awareness. There was a level of awareness that was brought to the surface that maybe wasn't there prior to that. What was that like for you?
you mean gaining the awareness?
Yeah, like just having that awareness compared to trying your best, but maybe not being fully aware prior to.
Yeah. Right, right. Oh no, gaining the awareness is a huge game changer because, if I'm not feeling great that day, I can rewind and be like, okay, well, what happened? What did I not do? Or more likely it's like I'm going through my day and I'm aware of what I should and should not do. And of course I try my best. I'm not perfect, but I try to go with that program as much as I can or maintain. Like I said, like the walking after meals or getting sunlight first thing after I wake up, after the hydration, of course. And yeah, so no, it's like even though we don't talk weekly anymore, it's still always there. It's the back of my mind.
Right. The mindset, the knowledge,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the lifestyle, right? Like the way of life.
Mhm,
And that
mhm.
that brings me to a question I have for you. And this is maybe like a question that most people don't think about, but one thing I love when working with people and really improving their health is the impact that that has on other people in their life, right? I know you have a significant other, you're just moving to a new place, a whole new community. What has improving your health done to those around you? What impact has that had, if any? I'm curious because I know we haven't talked about it too much.
Yeah, I mean, because I want to go for the walk after meals, my husband will come with me more often
Hmm.
than maybe he did before. So he's getting some health benefits, the proxy of me being more active and not just like the the places we choose to eat out. They're healthier or we might make better choices. Uh so that's been big. And plus my energy's better. So of course I'm, happier and more pleasant to be around. So that's a big deal too.
Absolutely. Hey, I mean, that's what keeps a marriage young, all those
Yeah.
things.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
love it. Now, Laura, talk to me a little bit about the sustainability that in the lifestyle that was built that can be held outside of the program. Because one of the things that, as a coach, and we talked about this very early on and throughout our coaching calls, and really something that I pride myself on was the idea behind, okay, fast forward, right? Program's over. We've gone through OptiLife. Like we did all the data tracking. All that's great and all. But how do we maintain the level of execution and still getting those results we got inside the program, far outside? Continuing that lifestyle, it's not easy, right? Some people go do like a workout plan or what is it, like 75 hard or P90X, right? They'll lose the weight, gain the muscle. Then oftentimes after it's over, it'll come back. And I feel
Yeah.
like because they didn't really change who they were and kind of what priorities were for them. So for you and for the audience, like how did you stay sustainable? How did you continue to the best of your ability given your circumstances? How did you stay consistent with the knowledge and the things you had to keep feeling great, to keep having an excellent mood, and to keep moving forward after the program was over?
Gotta just keep doing it. I don't know.
It's like a way of
Um,
life.
yeah, 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 definitely. I mean, one has to continue prioritizing health and feeling good and eating clean and exercising to the best of one's ability. There's kind of no shortcut.
Mhm.
They're like, okay, got my goal. I think the goal, instead of being a number on the scale or a schedule or something like that, the goal has to be this is how I want to live for the rest of my life.
It's a lifestyle. That's it.
Yeah, it's a it has to be a lifestyle. Yeah. And I feel like this program that you built has, helped me incorporate more healthy habits into my lifestyle. And a lot of them don't take much time. I mean, being outside for a few minutes in the morning, but that doesn't take a lot of time, um, or running to the coffee machine. Like that takes no time not going to the coffee machine. Um, so, yeah, just has to be built in,
I
um,
love that.
and
Yeah,
maintained for the
it's
best.
very I agree. I'm sorry. I keep cutting you off like right at the tail end. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's all good.
I was gonna say though too, I think it's really interesting to think about it from the perspective of, you were a fantastic client to work with. You were very committed throughout the whole time. There's been some clients that I've had where it's like, hey, like we'll just hop off a call and then they'll go and, like get hung over on the weekend. I'm like, hey, man, like what are you doing? And they'll be like, I just already, then they get back on track and then push you for the next 2 months, right? So
Yeah.
it's kind of funny, but I think for your case specifically, you were we were very kind of committed throughout the whole way. And I think in addition to that, the fact that a lot of people don't want to like prioritize their health until something happens, right? Or as they would say, excuse my French, until shit hits the fan. But you didn't wait for that, right? So when I came to you and we started working together and we agreed to pretty much really start working together, what would you like say to the person that, because again, like I tend to work with people around your age, sometimes even a bit younger, right? Bulletproof mindset. Like I'm young, I'm unstoppable. Nothing's gonna take me out. Like, what would you say to those people that are kind of fighting against the grain and they're running up an escalator that's going down, right? But knowing that because they're young, they're fast enough to run up it, right? And they can endure it. But what would you say to that person to kind of take action and prioritize the one thing you can't buy before shit hits the fan?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, things will catch up to you eventually, you know what I mean? So for those who are younger who are kind of bulletproof, like how hard do you want to work later? Like, do you want to start building these good habits now? And it's okay, sure. I was younger once and had my silly moments where I overdid this or that. So okay, be young, embrace that, but start building those good habits so that when you do get older, the shit doesn't even hit the fan. Or if you start to feel a little creaky or a little older, like you're not sleeping as well anymore, like that's what happened to me. Like I just wasn't sleeping as well as I used to. It doesn't become an emergency, like red alert kind of thing, just kind of like an amber alert. Yeah, and then if you've already built the awareness, uh, like through your program or you're already building these good habits, you're gonna feel that amber alert and take action before it ever turns into a red alert where you just how do flip the flip your life right away, like out of necessity instead of I don't even want to go there. I don't even want to go to that.
Right, right, right.
So
100%. Like you can run towards pleasure, but you're always gonna be more inclined to run away from pain before you run towards pleasure. right?
Mhm. Exactly.
I think it's like, yeah, like just prioritizing and kind of plan for the worst and just keep moving forward. Like imagine somebody's running behind you with like a needle with some poison in it. You wouldn't slow down, would you? No. Right, sure. It's just about like always running and really always moving forward. And I think one of the things that kind of comes up too is there was a lot of daily habits that we implemented, right? We didn't do them all at once. We kind of stacked them over time, right? Like habit stacking is one of the things that we talked about, right? So like you're outside, right? So hydrate. You can take your phone calls outside. You can eat outside. Or, as you're eating, you can walk at the same time. Habit stacking, right? Like
Yeah.
it's such a huge benefit. But everybody has a different set of favorite habits. I know we have quite a few, but tell me, what was the number one habit for you that you loved doing every day? What was that one habit?
Oh, that we started working on?
Whichever one was the best, like, whether maybe that was the walk after the mirror, was it that was the morning hydration plus the sunlight? Which one for you was like, "Oh, yes."
Yeah, yeah. Oh boy. Which one? Yeah, I do love the Vikings. I mean, it's that one's really nice. I can basically do that at least twice a day, you know. I still eat a small little breakfast,
Nice.
but I often that's often when I work out, look do my Pilates, which I did right before this call.
Mhm.
So anyway, sorry, I'm thinking out loud here. But yeah, I love the walks. I love the late coffee. I have a love hate relationship with it because of course there's part of me that loves doing that, but then I pay for it later. Get less energy. So that's been good. The sunlight in the mornings. The bedtime routine, that's been nice too. Just unwinding
Mm,
by the screen. I love that.
excellent. I have one final question for you, and this was, I think, one of the biggest breakthroughs that we had, and I believe you talked about in the beginning. When we first started working together, Laura, you were getting about 15 to 20 minutes of deep sleep almost every night. Now, on average, just for the audience, if you guys don't know, usually your deep sleep typically is about the second sleep stage. So you kind of go from that light sleep, then you kind of go into that deep, slow wave sleep, and then you usually drift off of REM right after that. But deep sleep is really where the brain is starting to kind of clear out its toxins and all that stuff. And on average, that's usually about anywhere from an hour to 90 minutes for most people. You were at 15 to 20 minutes. So, what were some of the things that we did specifically, if you remember, to try to increase that deep sleep? And then what did like, how much deep sleep did you go to get at the end of the program, if you remember? And then what impact did that have on your life?
I think cooling down the room a lot before bed, I think that really helps because that's something I wasn't really doing or aware of really, but just cooling down the room really helped with that. And then avoiding screens for about an hour before bed.
Maybe watching Dexter all night.
Yeah, I know, right? Binging Dexter. Um, just one more. Yeah, and going to bed a little earlier. That also helped. Even by happy hour, that really helps. So I went from 15 to 20 minutes to about an hour. 50 minutes to an hour is what I typically get now. And I just feel so much better. Like I could think better and do what I want to do throughout the day. Yeah, it's awesome.
I
Yeah.
love
But yeah, I feel way better. And if I'm staying if I travel and I'm staying in a hotel room that's so loud and has a nasty air conditioner, it just keeps
it.
me on all night. Yeah, then I get 15 minutes and oh man, I feel terrible. And this used to be my life here. This used
I
to be how I always felt. Yikes. Wow.
I will say one of the downsides of, taking the leap and, making this a lifelong lifestyle is like, once you really optimize your baseline and you start eating the right way, not just so X amount of calories to lose or gain weight, but making sure you're getting the micronutrients, the antioxidants, all these things, right? It's kind of funny because once you kind of go against that, right? For example, I think one time, I think you went to the Tennessee Fair or something, and you have like the fried foods or something, and then on your spreadsheet where for the feedback section, you're like, "Yeah, I paid for that."
Oh yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that experience.
Yeah, so my husband and I went to Nashville for the first time. Before for fun city. Yeah, it was just for a little mini vacation, like a long weekend. But yeah, Nashville is known for their fried things, like their fried chicken, especially their fried chicken sandwiches, and they're known for their croissant donuts. Everything's fried, and boy, did they do it well. It's really if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna take the calorie hit with fried chicken, I mean, it is good there.
Right.
But but and we've already discussed this. Next time we go to Nashville, we are sharing everything because I had one of those Hattie B fried chicken sandwiches and we both felt awful after. I mean, not like sick, not like, oh, that I'm gonna have food poisoning, not like that, but
Yeah.
we just felt like we needed to take a 3-hour nap for that.
Yeah.
It was
So heavy on the stomach, a lot of energy for that digestion. Oh,
oh yeah. And boy was it good, but I'm never eating a whole sandwich like that. To be one third. One third's enough.
crazy experiences. The body becomes very responsive. And it's kind of crazy because once you optimize that baseline and you do maintain for quite a bit of time, it's like the smallest little tweaks, your body's like, hey, I'm still here and I'm gonna make it known that I'm here, right? Whether like waking up foggy or you're just like, oh, I'll take a
Yeah.
nap for 3 hours, right?
Yeah.
So the body is very sensitive, but I don't think I'd want it any other way because I want to be in tune with my senses, with my body. The last thing you want to do is treat it like garbage and it doesn't show you any signs until you wake up unconscious, right? Like you don't want that. You don't want to go to that level. So I think it's a beautiful thing. But wow, has it been a pleasure having you on today, Laura? Thank you so much for coming on. I cannot wait to see more as you get settled into Florida, living that life that I know you dreamed of probably years ago, and seeing more and more of those results. And I guess I know I said one final question, but this is the actual one final question. What is kind of like that next northern peak or that next North Star that you're shooting for within your health, within your performance? Let's just say in the next 3 months, the end of the year.
I mean, I just kind of want to continue doing what I'm doing and getting more refined with that. Yeah, especially I could get more settled, but even more like no, like just more of what I'm already doing. That's not the
Hey,
best answer. It's not a
hey, you're doing great. You want more of it, more results. I get it. Absolutely.
yeah, yeah. Just keep trying to improve 1% every day. And I think that'll be super easy here in Florida. It's very easy to stay active here. It's easy to get sunlight. Uh, the air conditioning's awesome here. It wasn't so great in Pittsburgh, but the air conditioning is very even and well put together here because it's so important. Um, yeah,
And I love what you said about you said getting 1% better every day. We both come from the trade world, right? We met in the mastermind, in trading in the markets and all that.
yeah.
If there's 365 days in a year and you get 1% better every year, that means you get 365% better every year. Now, if somebody was to post a trade in the chat and it was a 365% increase, I think we'd both take that trade many times.
Oh
But I
yeah.
found it crazy to think that people won't take that trade on themselves. And that
I know. Yeah. I know, totally. Yeah, and 1% sounds like nothing, but
right.
boy, does it compound,
Does it?
It
Indeed it does.
really does. So,
And
yeah,
that
like you said, 365% better. Who wouldn't want that?
and that's it, and that's in 1 year. Look how fast Level 25 is flying. So what if you times that by 3 years? That's like 1,000% in a trade. Sign me up.
I know, I know. And if they're little, just like markets, there might be times, you got
Yeah.
Thanksgiving and, birthdays, whatever. You kind of have a little wave, but it's still an uptrend.
The trajectory is upward, baby. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it.
That's the important thing, how to get back on track quickly. Um, because life happens and yeah. So
Keep moving forward. I
keep
love
moving
it.
forward.
I love it. Alrighty, Laura. Well, guys, that's going to conclude it for today's interview with Laura. She was a pleasure to work with. I'm so excited for what the future holds for you, especially for the next 3 months and 6 months ahead. You know me, we'll always stay in touch. I'll always be here for you. And I'm nothing but excited to see your continued success, Laura. But with that being said, we're going to log off. You're going to keep moving in and getting settled, get that done with. And I'm going to finish enjoying my coffee here. And we're
Yeah.
having fun with here, guys. Laura, take it easy. Pleasure having
Thank
you on.
you.
I will see you soon.
And thanks for being my coach.
Of course.
You've helped me get better every day.
That's what I'm here for. I'd love to hear it. We'll talk soon more.
Talk soon. Bye.